So today I want to talk about sciatica. Now, sciatica it's a really common thing that you find a lot of people suffer from this. I suffer from it quite a lot myself, and it's basically the sciatic nerve which sort of lives around this area in the small of the back. It gets impinged in between the vertebrae, so that can be like if you've ever sort of pulled your back or popped a disc or something like that, or even if they're just getting a little bit worn, what happens is the vertebrae opens and the end of the nerve just sort of pops in, and then when you twist back over, you start to have that little pinch on the nerve, and then that can give you real pain sort of through the hip, into the glute area. It can be down the inside or the back of the leg, and it can even go all the way down and into the sole of the foot, and is really uncomfortable. I mean, really uncomfortable. It's hard to walk. It can affect even your bowel movements and things like that because it's of where it is. So what I'd like to do today is, if you suffer from sciatica, which, you know, like I say, I do, I've broken my back twice, and one of the breaks is down here, and it just sits on that nerve. So I have this little routine that I do, that I regularly do, and it just sort of frees it off and it eases it off. So the thing that happens is when you hurt your back, you think, oh, I can't do anything, which is kind of the worst thing you can do. Really what you need to be doing is you can clear sciatica up with just good exercise. So we're going to do a little routine today that by rights, if you suffer from sciatica, this should really ease it off and make it feel a lot freer. Okay, so we're going to start down on the all fours. So starting on all fours, you want your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, and then you're just going to gently turn the tailbone under, draw the belly button in, push into the hands, and let the head hang like this. So this is cat-cow. So as you inhale, let the belly relax, stick your tail up into the air, draw the shoulders back and look up, so you create this back bend this way, and as you exhale, turn the tailbone under and lift, so we create the opposite back bend. So just move through that nice and slow. It'll be pinching at first, but it'll start to ease off. So as you can notice, a lot of this is all focused in this lower back area here, and we're just trying to open up them vertebrae a little, just so we can let the end of that nerve just get free again. So you're inhaling as you're opening up, and exhaling as you close down. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And then we're going to bring the hands forward, and then just let the hips lower down towards the floor. So tuck the elbows in, let the elbows bend until you can lower your hips to the floor, and then just lift the head and look up. So you're kind of creating a big back bend in the lower back, opening up the front of the spine. And then exhale, lower the head to the floor, elbows in, shoulders back, inhale, lift up. Exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. So from here we're going to move over to the left hand side of the mat, come down to the left corner, move across to the right corner, and inhale up. So we're just creating this nice big circle through the back. Connect with your breath. You'll feel it all in that lumbar, in the lower spine. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. So from right to left, up and around, back to the right. do one more. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you come down. And then turn the toes under and push all the way back. Bring your toes together, open your knees, and then let yourself come back into what they call extended child pose. So you want your sit bones relaxing down towards your heels, and reach out with the arms, let the forehead come down to the floor. And open your knees wide enough so your belly can just relax between your legs, and take big deep breaths into the belly. And your next inhale, coming back up onto all fours, and we'll do our cat pose again. So exhale, tummy in. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. And then come to a flat back. So find a point in front of you that you can look at. I'm going to have a look at this letter on the front of my mat here. So, and all I want to do is draw my right shoulder back and my right hip forward. So what I don't want to do is turn like this. So I want to keep my drishti focused on the front of the mat. And then as I draw my right shoulder back, just squeeze that right hip in. And then inhale, open. Exhale, draw the left shoulder back, squeeze that left hip. Inhale to the center, exhale to the right, inhale to the center, and exhale. So you're all in that lower back. Exhaling to the right, inhale to the center, exhale to the left, and then we'll do one more on each side. So that's the right, and exhale to the left, and then back to the center, and then cat-cow again. So exhale, tummy in, spread the back, push into the hands. Inhale, draw the shoulders back, stick your tail in the air, look up, and then come to a flat back, turn your toes under, and then push into the heels, straighten the legs, and come into a downward facing dog. Walk the heels up and down, nice and gentle. Try and push into the arms so the arms are straight. And as you drop the heel, tip your tailbone up to the sky, really lengthen out the whole of the back of the leg. Open up the back of the hip joint here. Release the tension in the glute. But nice and slow as you drop the heel, turn your tailbone up, push your chest back. Just walking from one heel to the other. And then dropping back down onto the hands and knees. So push all your weight into your right hand and then raise the left leg up behind. So really push down into that right hand, lock that right shoulder back, and see if you can raise the left arm. Try and keep the hips square to the floor. Take the weight into the right hand and then raise the right leg up behind. So try not to roll the hip open, try and lift up through the glute and then raise the left arm. So really push in through this right hand, lock that right shoulder back, reach through the fingers and the toes. Nice big breaths. See if you can lift the arm and the leg and drop it down, up and down. Number 9 and number 10. Come to all fours, open the knees, come back to that child pose, relax, let the head come down to the floor. Nice big deep breaths into the belly. Inhale back up onto all fours, and this time spread the weight into the left hand, shift the weight over. Remember, lock that left shoulder back, push down through the hand, and then raise the left leg. Remember, try and lift up through the heel, and then raise the right hand. Nice big breaths. And then lift and fall. Lift and down. Remember, keep the breath. It's number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, and number 10. Come to all fours, open the knees, come back to your child pose. Inhale, come back up onto all fours, and then step the left foot forward. So we're going to walk the left foot over to the right hand side of the mat. You want to turn onto the side of the foot, and then as you bring the leg forward, turn onto the top of the foot, and let your hips square down to the floor. So if you feel tension in this knee, let that foot slide back towards that hip, and then gently walk that foot back. So you're going to feel a lot of tension in this left hip here. So your idea is just relax as much as you can. Okay, you can walk the fingertips back and lift the chest, draw the shoulders down the back. So we create this nice lower back bend again. Comes up through the middle of the back. But also as you exhale, think about relaxing the hips down towards the floor. So you really feel this in that hip area, because this is really where the manifestation of your sciatica is. So really trying to relax as much as you can. Maybe after a couple of breaths you can try and walk that back leg back a little bit more. So we get this nice opening up in the front of the hip as well. You can come down, make a little pillow with your arms for your head, and just relax down. So again, try not to roll open like this. Try and keep the hips square to the floor. Maybe try and walk that back leg away. But all the time thinking about just relaxing that hip. Think you push the breath as if you're breathing right into the hip area. This brings a focus to it. Focus brings energy to it. Energy then can do its healing, can relax. Well done. Inhale back up onto the hands. So turn the back toes under, lift the knee off the floor, move the weight forward, step back into a three-legged dog, lift the back leg and then draw the knee into the chest, open the knee, make nice big circles through the hip, and then in the opposite direction until you just feel that hip start to come back, and then into your down dog and walk your heels up and down. Try and keep the arms straight, tummy in. Remember, as you drop the heel, turn the tailbone up, push into the hands. And when you're ready, step in your right foot forward, dropping the back knee and then walking that right foot across the mat to the left. Remember, come onto the side of the foot, and as you come forward, come onto the top of the foot and let that knee come out to the side. So again, take your time, support yourself. You want this knee to be slightly out to the side. If you find it's in front of you, it'll make you feel like you're tipping over like that. If that's the case, pop a yoga block underneath your hip. But again, support yourself with your hands. Try and keep your hips square so you're not rolling open. Even try driving that left hip forward as you draw the right hip back. And then try and walk that back foot away a little bit more. Come up onto the fingertips, draw the shoulders back. Let the hips sink, lift the head, look up, big breaths. And then make a little pillow with your hands for your head. Let yourself relax. Remember, try not to roll onto that hip. Keep that left hip pointing down. And then try and walk that back foot away a little bit more. But all the time, you're manifesting really in this hip. So really breathe into that hip. I know you can only breathe into your lungs, but I mean, put your focus into that and imagine that you're breathing right into that spot. You might be able to walk that foot back a little bit further. Well, go on, inhale back up onto the hands, turn the back toes under, lift the knee, move the weight forward, step back into a three-legged down dog. Draw the knee into the chest, open the hip and make circles through the hip. One way and then the other. And then back to your down dog. So walk the heels up and down. As you drop the heel, turn your tailbone up, push your chest back towards your thighs. And then drop the knees to the floor, cross the feet, come back to seated. Okay. So focus on keeping the legs straight, lift any muscles away from your sit bones. So nice and tall, tummy is in, pelvic floor is lifted. So these muscles here in your core, your posture really help as well. Stops you sinking into that lower back. So lifting the chest, left hand is on the lap, right hand is on top and the tips of the thumbs touch. Samadhi mudra and looking down to the toes, nice big deep breaths. Inhale, open the arms, reach up, and then exhale nice and slowly, reaching forward for the shins, the ankles if you can, the sides of the feet, lift up to a flat back, tummy in, and then exhale, think your head is moving towards your toes, not your knees, so lift and exhale forward, and you'll feel that lift right up out of that lumbar, out of the back of the pelvis. Inhale, lift a little, find a little space, and exhale, relax again. Inhale, roll up through the spine, open the arms, reach up, and exhale, bring the hands to the heart space. So we're going to bring the hands behind the back, lean back until you can bring the hands underneath the shoulders. And on an inhale, lift the hips, turn the tailbone down, and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, and last one, inhale up, and exhale down. Lower the sit bones, lift any muscles away from the sit bones, bend your right knee and bring that right foot to the outside of the left leg, and then draw that knee across towards the left shoulder. Bring your left arm over, right hand behind. So try and get that right hand lined up with the coccyx, and as you push the heel of the hand down, sit up nice and tall, inhale, tummy in, exhale, turn, look over your right shoulder. Inhale, come out a little, lift, exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. And then inhale, turn all the way around, have a little counter twist. And then come back to the centre, and we'll take the left foot to the outside of the right knee. Draw that knee across towards the right shoulder, tummy in, right arm goes over the top, left hand behind. As you push in, sit up nice and tall, tummy in, inhale. Exhale, turn, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, come out a little, find a bit more space. Exhale, see if you can go a little deeper. Inhale, turn all the way around, have a little counter twist. And then inhale back to the centre. And bring the feet together. Lift any muscles away from the sit bones, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, fall forward, but keep the chest high, reach forward with the left hand for the right foot. And then sit up tall, draw the shoulders down the back. Bring the right hand forward and inhale, open that right arm open, see if you can look towards the wall behind you. Inhale to the centre, lift a little, exhale, gentle forward bend. Remember, you're moving the chest forward, so you're lengthening the spine, not rolling through it. Inhale, come up, and then with the chest lifted, reach forward with the right hand. Take the left hand forward, and on an inhale, roll the left shoulder open, see if you can look over the left shoulder. Inhale to the centre. Exhale, forward bend. And then bend the knees, hug the knees into the chest, and gently roll down onto the back. So really hug the knees in as tight as you can. See if you can bring your arms all the way around the legs. You want to try and hug them in as tight as you can. Lay the head back, inhale, and exhale. Bring the forehead to the knees and roll yourself into as tight a little ball as you can. Inhale, lay the head down, straighten the legs. And when you're ready, bend the right knee and draw the right knee into the chest. So all you're thinking on doing is drawing that in. So we're going to move that knee slightly out to the right because we want to come down the side body. And then as I exhale, I want to draw that as if I'm trying to bring it down the side of my body, and then see if I can take a hold of the foot and then see if I can draw that knee down towards the floor. Then bring that right foot across the body towards the left shoulder. Take a hold of it with the left hand. With your right hand, you're just going to open the knee, and then as you push the knee away, draw the foot in and lean back. If you can try bringing that foot into the elbow and drawing it in. See if you can lay down, or you can draw it in with the elbow and try pushing the knee away and opening the hip that way. But again, use your elbow into the floor as a platform. But this arm is always drawing the foot in. You'll really feel it round the hip here. Nice big breaths. And then release and let that leg come all the way down to the floor. Bend in your left knee and draw the left knee into the chest. And then move it slightly out to the side so it feels like it can go down the side of the torso. And then take a hold of the foot and gently try and draw that down a little bit deeper. So again, you really feel it through the glutes and the hip, even the inside of the groin. As you exhale, try and relax, and it'll just come a little bit deeper for you. And then bring that left foot across towards the right shoulder. Take a hold of it with that right hand. As you push the left knee away, draw that foot in. And if you can, bring that into the elbow. See if you can lengthen the hand, see if you can lay the head back. You can also try opening that knee a little bit more. And then release. Straighten the legs, give the feet a little waggle from side to side. And then bend the knees, draw the heels into the sit bones. So if you bring your hands down alongside your hips, you can feel whether your feet are hip distance apart. You kind of don't want them tight together. So hip distance apart. Make sure you can get feet flat on the floor, hands are down on the floor. As you inhale, step into the feet, turn the tailbone under, lift the hips high, really push into the shoulders, and then move the hips all the way over to the left, and then down and across the mat to the right and up and around. So really big, slow, deliberate circles. Try and get as high as you can and as wide as you can, and see if you can just scrape along the mat, making them nice big circles. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. And then in the opposite direction. One more, all the way up, across, and down, and then hug the knees into the chest. So, you want to keep your back on the floor, and as you draw the knees in, all you're doing is rolling the coccyx up and just opening up the lower back. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right leg, right hand comes out to the side, and gently on an exhale lower the knees to the left and turn, look to the outstretched right hand. So if this top knee is high, that's fine. Just let the bottom leg come down to the floor, and then just the weight of your hand, so I'm not pulling down on the leg, just the weight of my arm is helping to just open up this lower back here. So if you think between this floating rib and the top of your hip, you just want to extend that a little bit. You'll feel that open up the side of the lumbar, and as you exhale, just allow yourself to be here. You can sometimes get a little click or a pop in this position. That's them vertebrae clicking back into space, which probably means that they're clicking off the sciatic nerve. And then bring the knees back into the centre, hug them in, and again you're just rocking the pelvis up off the floor. So I'm not rolling backwards and forwards, I'm just lifting the pelvis up and letting it rock down, because all I want to do is just open them lower vertebrae, just so it stops it pinching that sciatic nerve. And then take your right hand to your left knee, left hand out to the side, exhale, gently lower the knees across the body to the right and turn the head to the outstretched left hand. So remember, if this knee is high, that's fine, just let this knee will always open out to the floor, and then just the weight of your arm and turn the head. Think, get that gap between floating rib and the top of the hip, and just let yourself relax here, connect with your breath. And then release, bring the knees back into the centre and just rock the pelvis up off the floor again. Just opening up that lower back. And then open your knees wider than your torso, reach between your legs, take a hold of your feet and then pull down. So a bit like we did before individually, but this time with both legs, and try and imagine that you're trying to get your knee to the floor down the side of your body. And then roll over till your right knee touches the floor, roll over till your left knee touches the floor. So this is really massaging them muscles that we've done a lot of back bends, a lot of twists just in this short period of time. So you'll feel this. Again, this pulling down is opening up the spine. So you can also roll back, try and touch your toes on the floor and roll back up. And this will just realign, click in any of the vertebrae. But then when you're ready, you just come into lying down. Let your feet come about hip distance apart, let your feet fall out to the side. Open the arms, lift the chest, draw the shoulders down the back and relax the shoulders, then lift the hips, relax the glutes down. Give the feet a little waggle from side to side. And then just give yourself a little shavasana, just to let all of that settle down. Closing the eyes, just bring your focus to the breath. Feel how it is cold as it enters the nose and warm as it exits the nose. The sound of the breath, how it feels. And slowly starting to bring your attention back into the body. Start to become aware of the breath. Again, start to gently move fingers and toes, so you start to reconnect the mind, the body and spirit. On your next inhalation, raise your arms up and over your head. And on the exhalation, have a real early morning stretch. Stretch through your fingers, stretch through your toes. Bring yourself right the way back, keeping the eyes closed. Bend the knees, hug the knees into the chest. And then gently rolling onto your right hand side. So take a moment there, let yourself settle down. And when you're ready, come into a comfortable seated position on your mat. So just take the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the tummy, and just take a few moments for your gratitude practice today. What are you grateful for in this very moment, right now in your life? And feel that sense of gratitude in the heart space. Bring the hands to a prayer at the third eye, and then lower them down to the heart space. Tip the chin forward. Look after the universe that you live in and the planet that you live on. Take care of all your family and friends. By all your family and friends, I mean all living creatures that live, walk and breathe upon this earth. Inhale the hands to the third eye. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thank you very much. So I hope that helps. I know it's really uncomfortable, sciatica, and I know this little sequence really frees it off for me. So I hope it really frees it off for you too. Take some time out to do it, and you can really improve your day. And after a while, with good exercise and being aware that you have this issue, eventually you can kind of cure this problem. So thank you for watching. Thank you for all your subscriptions and your kind comments and requests for class. If you like the video, please hit like. If you'd like to know when I post any more videos, hit the little bell. But thank you very much. Namaste. Okay. Can you smile?